riches. We got robbed, now we got riches.
Welcome back to another episode of Rob to Riches. Today we got my home girl, Cherie Davis, in the building.
Hey.
How you feeling today?
I feel amazing.
Yeah?
I feel amazing.
You comfortable?
I am.
Everything is feeling good?
Everything's feeling amazing.
Listen, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, friend.
You've been going up with your speaking engagements, you know, just moving around with your hair products, your wigs, your hair care line, your alopecia events.
Ciao. There's a lot going on.
I know it is, because you recently just moved to Atlanta from New York.
Yep.
And how's that transition been?
Amazing.
Yeah?
It's amazing.
What did you feel like it did for your career?
I feel like as soon as I got here, my feet took off running.
Right.
Right? I feel like the collabs, the people just want to help here. It's like Black Hollywood. Seriously, you know? You could be literally sitting at a restaurant. This actually happened to me. And you're just having a conversation and somebody's of course like, did you say you such and such? Oh, my homegirl, or my girl, this is what she does and she can get you this. And I would really love to connect you and really connect and walk away with no, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like really genuinely, you know, a thing here. And I've never ever experienced that in New York City.
Yeah, I was
you
going
know?
to say, did you feel like the people in New York, was it hate or was it like they just didn't support because you was from there? How did that look?
I feel like with New York, right, you know, I'm from the hood, right? I'm from Cypress Projects and my hood supported me. So I don't have the story where the hood was hating on me and things of that nature. You know, you might have one or two that may try to play, but for the most part, my entire hood supported me. Down from Spring Creek, Pink Houses, Linden Boulevard, you know, etc. I just feel like when I got to a place where I was meeting people that were on my level or they might have been an inch higher than me, I felt like with them, it was more so of like, I want to see you do good, but I don't want to see you doing better than me. And a lot of them already know your power. That's why they link to you. That's why they're okay with being cool with you. That's why they all right with going out to dinners and having that type of relationship with you because they see where you're going even if you don't see it. You get what I'm saying? But they won't really put you in a position to be great, right? They might connect you for a little hair gig, right? And I don't say little hair gig as to, you know, try to downplay because I appreciate all favors. I appreciate anybody who's ever connected me to whoever. I think with that is that some of them don't realize that God uses them as a vessel to put you in front of somebody else, or maybe you mention their names to somebody else. They feel like they put you on and they did it for you, and that's definitely not the case. What you did was you connected me to someone, and that someone seen the great in me, right? And a lot of the times when we do referrals, because they did with you, or maybe they did with me, the referral is granted. But when you get there, you still got to do the work, and you still got to show up, and you still got to build the relationship.
Absolutely.
Because after that, you know, they can be like, she wasn't for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that with that, you know, when people see that you get into these spaces and they see how great you might maneuver in those spaces, is ooh,
they stop referring.
Right? Yeah, they stop referring, or you know, they try to. It's really, really weird. You get what I'm saying? And you don't really want to see it, even though you see it. So you keep giving the people, you know, the benefit of the doubt because you genuinely love them, or you so stuck on what they might have done, or yeah, you know, because of her. When you realize, like, nah. I put the work in for real, right? I showed up for real. Like, I did my job for real, right? Because then they wouldn't continuously call.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have been able to build a rapport with them or a job, you know, a professional relationship with them. Ain't no way. Because I know if I'm not feeling somebody on that type of time, then, you know, I'll cut them loose. And
how do you know when somebody is referring you, you know, for their sake or for your sake? Like, how do you know when it's genuine?
Sometimes you don't know, right? And that's the crazy thing, right? Because when you're cool with, if it's somebody that you're cool with or that you have a relationship with, you want to believe that it's genuine, right? Why wouldn't it not be? You don't think of anything outside of that. Until maybe a fallout may have happened, or maybe there might be a disagreement, or maybe both of you are not on the same page. Or maybe nothing happened, you kind of just, you know, fall apart. You know, everybody's growing differently. But they make sure they let it be. They want everybody to know. Well, I was the reason why.
I'm the person.
Girl, Let me tell you something. I'm not trying to discredit you, girl or homeboy, but the truth of the matter is that you got to know when you're being used, right? A lot of people use their platform, they play games, they talk about God, they talk about this, they talk about that, but they don't really navigate like that, right?
Real energy.
God ain't in that.
Say that word.
God ain't in that. God ain't in that. God ain't in you taking his credit. I put a lot of people in positions to make money. I put a lot of people in position to be great. You know, I put a lot of people in rooms where those relationships are still a thing today.
Right.
And I'm not even a part of that. I don't feel no type of way because I know how God was utilizing me for them.
That part.
They needed each other more than they needed me at that time. I was supposed to be the plug in that moment, and that was it. You get what I'm saying?
We was just talking about this earlier because they were talking about on the other episode of like, you know, when you are working in your excellence and you start seeing people kind of copycatting the things that you're doing. You know, they taking your style,
Right.
they talking like you, they using your content. You know, they just
Yeah.
biting.
Right.
And they were like, do you feel a way about people biting? And I'm like, no, because I know I'm the pink print.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that that's part of what I'm supposed to do in life.
Right.
Is be the first to try it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Be the first to be like, I'm going to go do it. And if anybody want to come do it after me,
Why not?
learn from my mistakes, come do it. And I never feel a way about that.
Right. Because the truth is, who did you copy?
Hello?
Who did you copy? It may have been a bigger brand, maybe not the girl next door,
Right.
But there was somebody that you admired that
yeah.
inspired you, and you did the blueprint the same way. You get what I'm saying? And it worked out for you, but because people didn't know, or because people didn't know them, now, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
The truth of the matter is a lot of the times, especially when you're around each other a lot, right? If you my friend and we around each other, eventually you start to talk alike, you start to see things alike. There are certain things that actually bring you together, right? And you start doing certain things alike. You like a lot of the same things. The same thing like with a best friend. And you ever heard somebody say, y'all sound alike,
Right.
y'all talk alike.
Y'all look
But
like
that's
each
because y'all been vibing for so long, right? And now you depart, right? And now she may be doing her thing, and you can see, or maybe you hear a little you in that, and you want to, no, baby girl, that's not what that is. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all was a one thing. Now y'all are y'all thing. And she just carrying over her life and doing her thing. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of people just, they want the attention and they want certain things.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Rob to Riches. If you are looking to repair your credit and get your credit in the position so that you can obtain more funding to grow your business, you guys can join my personal credit repair program, and you can join for 50% off using the code BANKS at checkout. I'm happy to help you guys remove any negative items, repos, collections, late payments, inquiries, anything negative that is hurting your credit score. Make sure to check out the link in the description box to join the Pink Print Repair Program for 50% off right now.
And, you know, like we spoke about earlier, just, you know, just navigating in your room and just knowing who you are as a person and just showing up. That's all you need. And not retaliating, right? I see certain things, right? I hear certain things, but I can't be on my platform talking about I grew and I'm healed. But then I get on a platform and I'm fussing about something, or I'm indirectly talking to other people about certain things, being toxic and just being real messy. You get what I'm saying? And jumping back into this is what God wants me to do and this is God. God ain't in that.
Right.
Because I know God for real. Like I grew up in this thing. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like having a relationship with God is separate from church. You get what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's totally different. It's a lot of people in that element that are nasty work. And you have people who have genuine relationships with God, know who he is. And I give God my time every single morning.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, that was kind of like a struggle because I felt like every morning when I woke up, I went straight to my phone. I wanted to see my emails. I wanted to see what was on
Text,
Instagram,
DMs.
whatever. You get what I'm saying? Now it's not like that. I really give God his time. When I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I roll over and I pray, right? I pray over my son, right? If he's getting in a vehicle, if he's getting on the bus, however he maneuvering through these streets, I ask God to protect him from the north, south, east, west of that vehicle, right?
You have to put God first in everything
That's
that
it.
you do to see those blessings. And I love what you
That's
said
it.
about not retaliating, because in this entrepreneurship journey, in life in general, there's going to be a lot of moments where you feel like somebody betrayed you, where you feel like that Rob to Riches story. Like you feel like, wow, this person really tried to get over. But I feel like what happened, like when my friend robbed me not taking any, you know, action against her to harm her back, I think that's where my blessing came out of. And I think back on that all the time. So I'm like, imagine if I would have got revenge and I wouldn't have been able to prove to God in that moment, like, I'm strong enough to carry what you have for me, the vision that you have for my life, I don't think that I would be in this position because he wouldn't have been able to trust me.
No.
So I tell people all the time, like, chop it up to the game. It's not that deep.
Nope.
You know, work through your own stuff, go to therapy, do what you gotta do, and then find a way to make your pain your purpose.
Yeah.
Make your pain your passion, because that revenge is only gonna take up your time.
Absolutely.
And you're only doing the work of the evil.
That's it. And what we mean by that is, we mean don't say nothing. You gotta sit still, and you gotta allow God to really lead you and guide you for real. You get what I'm saying? And really leading you and guiding you. He ain't gonna say, well, go to that person or step to that person. He ain't gonna say, oh, get on social media and put on the show for the people who don't know you. He's not gonna say, he's not gonna say that. You get what I'm saying? You know, we all got our ish. We all have done things. We all have said things, right, that we didn't mean. But when you're growing, then 6 months from then, that's not the same Cherie you're gonna get. That's not the same Stormi that you're gonna get. I'm not gonna indulge in that. I'm not gonna move on that, right? And I remember an incident happened not too long ago. God is so good, because by the time it got to me, I was already fasting. Me and my team, we were fasting, right? So that was the protection right there, the fasting and the praying, because now we was getting ready for things that was coming our way that we didn't even know that was coming our way. And also God be testing you, because we say we ready for certain things. You want this and we want that. We want to be millionaires. We want to get this and we want to get that. He like, you ain't ready. Well, let me put you in a situation. Let me show you something. Let me show you somebody's face, right? Let me let them deal you some cards and see how you gonna react to that. Right? So now you heard that this person said this, or this person got on social media and did that, or this person did something behind your back, or she slipped the mat from underneath you. What you gonna do?
Right.
What you gonna do?
Right. Because you
nothing.
You right,
God, you got that.
We be asking for so much, right? And I've had to kind of restructure just the things that I ask for. Like, and instead of constantly being like, you know, God, I want you to put me on stages, or I want you to, you know, give me more money. I start just being grateful and being like, thank you for allowing me, you know, to have the platform that I have, to experience the people that I get to experience, the relationships that I've been able to do. Because when I do my self-reflection and I look back a year ago from where I was at, I literally had a night the other night where I had to just start crying. It was like right before I flew to Atlanta to do the podcast, I was like broke down.
I grew.
Because it was raining too. Like, it was just the perfect cleanse moment, because I was like, wow. Like, and I could cry right now about it.
I'm telling you, I'm getting emotional right now, because that is a real thing. And when God brings you so far, it's like, wow. And like, you say, God, put me on panels, and I want to speak, and I want to be a motivational speaker, and I want to do this. And he'll put you there, but he won't put you on the platforms that you desire or that you really want to be on, because you ain't ready for that. Because you're still doing the same old thing that you was doing last year and the year before. You ain't changed. And the truth of the matter is, once people get front row seats to who you are, they're going to figure you out anyway. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, even when coming to Atlanta, I made sure that when I'm building relationships, I'm not latching on to them because of who they may be or who their titles are, because it may carry you through. I see a lot of people do that as well. And it's going to get you but for so far, right? Because if you don't change, then them people going to have to leave you right where you at. Because you're going to start ruining what they got going on. You're going to start bleeding on those people. So I always ask God, like, you know, not only do I ask you to connect me with the right people, but connecting with genuine people and fix me, oh God. Fix me, oh God. Fix me. Because I want to be the best me, right? I want to step in rooms where I may see somebody that did something to me and I can still genuinely give them a hug and say, hey girl, how are you? I don't have to walk past you and I don't have to get angry. There are times where God put me in those, tested me. And that spirit rise right up like, oh, so we got more work to do. We got more work to do because you're still bothered. You know what I'm saying?
You know, too, because one of the things, like, when you know, the inspiration behind the Rob to Riches was because I got robbed by my friend, and I was able to turn my life around and get into the position I'm in today. And I was, like, talking to the production team, and I was like, should I bring my best friend on the show? I was like, I wonder if we reached out to her, would she come on the show to, like,
talk about it?
Because I've done a lot of work, you know, just looking at it from myself, from my own perspective, and kind of seeing everything that went into it, and really being honest about what was my part that I played into getting the friend that we both loved each other to do something like that. So, you know, I've been really honest about the situation. I was like, what would it look like having her on the show? Would I actually be ready for that? You know, because I've played it through in my head multiple times.
What that looks like.
And I feel like if I was able to test myself in that way, I'll be able to show myself the things that I'm really ready for. Because I think when you get to those higher levels, the devils only get bigger.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? And I want to be so ready that it's sustainable. That's what I tell people. That's my whole mission right now is create something that's sustainable. In order to do that, it has to be within you.
Absolutely.
And then you produce the sustainability on the outside.
That's a lot, friend.
It's a lot.
Because now, you know, it's taking me back. And I'm glad I'm where I am.
Yes.
I've come a long way, you know.
Oh, amen to that.
I've come a long way, and it feels good.
It does.
It feels absolutely amazing.
Because you know nobody could take that from you.
Nobody could take that from me.
And I tell new entrepreneurs, I'm like, stop focusing on chasing a bag. When you good, people gonna see your light. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna invite you in just because you're being you. A lot of the positions that I've been able to be in, it's really just been because somebody was like, I liked how you treated me, or I liked your last event and how you treated the people at the event. Like the reset retreat, they was like, I had so many people come to me and be like, Dad, we felt so at home. Like we felt so comfortable.
We had a good time.
We had a great time.
And you had amazing people up there.
It was a good energy.
Like you handpicked, that's another thing with doing events. Being very mindful and handpicking your speakers or your guests or the people that you share a platform with. For me, it's not about your status. It's not about that. Like when I pick and choose who I want maybe to be a part of what I got going on, or even a panel that I'm a part of, I want to know. Who am I? Who's gonna be there? Right? Because I want to be put up real ones. You know, I want to. Because that's where I belong, and that's how I think of myself, right? And that's how a lot of people receive me too, right? I turned over a new leaf, and this is really the season that everybody's turning their lives to God. Like, look at Black China, look at Alexis Scott. Like, this is major, this is big. A lot of people are starting to notice, like, you can't do it without him.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have to, every time you circle a block, it's gonna be him that you're looking at, right? So we know that in this moment in our life that we need him, and we have to call on him, you know, when needed, and we have to do the work, and we have to show up. Steve Harvey said, he always talk about this, and I love his story, and it's so crazy because I can hear his story a million times, no matter how many times he say it. And it's one thing that stuck out to me. He said, God, if you do this for me, I promise to tell everybody about you. I ain't gonna hide you from nobody. And every time he get an opportunity, every time he get on the platform, anytime he's somewhere, he speak on that, where he was and where he is now, you know? But that gives any and everybody that like, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So.
It's true. It takes that, and I think that, because I know with entrepreneurship, it's a hard journey. Like, it's a hard journey of just figuring out everything. Like we're saying, like when you're building a team, when you're trying to, you know, find out new products or just stay consistent, like all of that is you work.
It plays a part.
Like that all is you work. And I think if you don't have that belief and that vision that comes from the source, you're already behind the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already going to come in with lack because you don't have something that keeps you when the world is so rocky. You know, I tell people, I'm like, y'all gotta find y'all source and stay connected because that's what's gonna keep you in the game for a long period of time. So I just always tell entrepreneurs that, like, get connected to something genuine and real.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And sometimes you ain't even gotta look for them.
You
get yourself right, and God just start providing them for you.
Absolutely.
He'll start sitting people at your table. He won't even sit you at other people's table. That's a real thing. I've experienced that too.
Absolutely. It's so true. I'm glad that we've been able to build these genuine relationships with each other. Because, you know, a lot of times women be like, oh, it's all the cattiness and the whoop-de-whoop. You know,
but we don't experience that.
Because we genuine people.
Right. And we've come from situations, so we kind of learn. Right? So now when we circling the block around other amazing people, like, don't do that no more. You don't move, don't do that no more. You don't say that no more. You know, you have to start changing things around in order to get the change that you keep, you know, asking for.
It's true. It's something within you that is causing you. If you're noticing that, you're probably doing something of that nature. That makes you see it, because you really can only see other people with your eyes view. You know what I'm saying? And you can only do what's in your heart. You know that verse in the Bible, I be like, I love that verse in the Bible when they say, you know, a man can only do what's in his heart. And I'm like, facts. Because everybody say who they think they is until it's time to show who you is.
Right? Everybody keep it real until it's time to keep it real.
Hello.
And I tell people that all the time, right? And a lot of the times, even like with venting and talking about. I think that we get that misconstrued too. Like, you know, me and you, we may bump heads, right? And you may have a conversation with Danae. Like, I don't like what Cherie did. That really hurt my feelings. You get what I'm saying? And depending on the character that's being, you know, told the story, that dictates how everything actually, you know, falls in or fall apart or fall out. And some people take it back as if you're talking about, and some people will bring it back like, you really hurt our friend feelings, like she was feeling some type of way. You get what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with venting. I teach people that too. Like, if you can't vent to a friend without it getting messy, then that person that you're actually speaking to ain't your friend. You get what I'm saying? That caused the ruckus, right? And then when it comes down to the other person at hand, got to know you enough to know, that don't
she
sound
wasn't
right.
doing it like that.
Right.
Yep.
And you got to know what
That's
the
a
other
fact.
person motive is. You get what I'm saying? And God will put you through those different things so he could teach you who's who. He might use one person that you already had a feeling she wasn't it.
Right.
But he'll use that person to expose this person.
Right.
Because you ain't going to see this person because you love this person so much and y'all got something, whatever it is that y'all got. And God started doing certain things to pull you apart. That's even with a man, right? That we don't never want to leave.
Right.
He'll continuously allow certain things to happen until you get it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you could circle the block for certain people, and then certain people you leave them right where they are, right where they are. And I'm okay with leaving people right where they are.
And you got to learn how to do that.
And I feel it feels amazing.
You know, even when you hire a team, they say, you know, hire fast and fire slow. I mean, the other way around.
No, right. Hire slow and fire fast. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to deal with everybody.
Yeah, because you're trying to figure out who's who.
Yeah.
But discernment is major too.
Yeah.
And we have that.
Time to learn.
So,
like that, trusting that instinct. But I tell people too, like, you're never going to be able to learn how to trust your instinct if you don't trust your own words. Right. Like, if you tell yourself, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. every day and I'm going to get to the gym and do this. And then when 6 a.m. come, I've
been there.
Excuses. How you going to trust when your gut tell you something to do when you don't get up and do what you tell yourself to do?
Yeah.
You got to learn how to build that trust for yourself so that you can really rock with you. You know what I'm saying? But so many people making excuses in every other realm of life that when it comes to my gut is telling me to do this, you question it. Nah, that can't be God.
Right.
No, that was.
That was God.
That was. It's just you don't trust your own voice.
Right.
Because
you
don't do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
So, like, find that consistency in life, you know, where you could really rock. And that's why I be telling people, like, it's about longevity. Yeah. You don't got to be out here doing the most to have a great business or to have great relationships. You could really be genuine to who you are.
Yep. Yep. Because some people are quiet and their business are booming.
Hello.
500 followers.
Yeah.
Right? And when you meet them, you're like, wow, that's amazing. Right? Not falling into, you know, what it looks like, but really getting up close and having front row seats to what it is.
Honestly, the main entrepreneurs that I really genuinely love are the ones that are tucked back. You know what I'm saying? The ones that, like you said, got the girl bosses that I genuinely admire be the ones that be with their families, growing gardens, you know, just chilling on a day-to-day basis. But you look them up, they got a beauty brand worth $2 billion. Yeah. They got a tech company worth $8 million. You know what I'm saying? You never see them with the chains. You never see them with the wigs on. They be having their hair up in a bunch.
Regular.
Just vibing. Those are the ones I love. And you you have to reshape what rich looks like to you.
And what rich is.
Yeah.
Right? Because rich and wealth is totally two different things. People run through the riches, but when you're wealthy, you sit comfortably, right?
Well, let's say at the retreat that wealth don't jingle jangle.
Wealth don't jingle jangle. It don't jingle jangle. Wealth will be sitting on the train right next to you. You don't even know that man or that woman is extremely wealthy. That's a real thing. You get what I'm saying?
New York will teach you that. New York will teach you never know who somebody is.
A whole billionaire sitting on the train with you.
And
they love the trains. Because it's exciting for them, especially when they're not here. They're not from there. And there's people like us that be like, I ain't getting on no train. I ain't getting on no train.
People shooting.
I ain't getting on the train.
I'm not getting on the train.
And that's
Pay
real.
me $275 to get on the train.
Uber take all my money.
Hello, I need a partnership with Uber.
I'm trying to tell you.
Shout out.
Because even with a vehicle, we still use Uber. Like, we don't want to find parking. New York is very congested, so it's kind of like, just leave your leave your car in the parking lot, sis. Your driveway.
It's easy to Uber. So what are you working on right now? What are you doing next? Because I know you always cooking.
Yeah, so I'm working on this amazing product for women with hair loss. I'm working on my medical wigs.
Yeah.
That's major, where they will be able to purchase their wigs through their medical insurance. I think that's really dope, right? So, a lot of people are struggling with affording certain things, right? And in order to look great, it costs to a certain extent, right? And $300 may not be nothing to you or me, but it may be something to somebody else who's a struggling parent and et cetera. So, I mean, you know how dope it would be to be able to purchase a wig through your medical insurance. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to put out a dime. I think that's really dope. And I'm also coming out with a product line for with the women that are rocking the bald heads, right? To keep your skin good, refreshed and all of that. A skin scalp line. I think that's going to be extremely amazing and really dope. Yeah. So, even though I apply wigs and, and I do these installs, it's building their confidence for me, right?
Yeah.
I got a lot of broken women that sit in my chair, whether they're broken from the actual situation that's happening. Some of them are past what has happened to them, but now they're at a point where they're being mistreated for what has happened to them, right? Whether it's from a hairstylist, whether it's from family that are not like the nicest. I've had women sit in my chair and tell me that their husband has never seen their hair. You get what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother layer of you that he doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? That you're robbing from him for a certain, to a certain extent. And the truth of the matter is, 9 times out of 10, you'll be really surprised on how certain things like that don't matter.
Yeah.
Love is real. You get what I'm saying? Love is unconditional. And that is your partner, right? So if he can't love you past that, especially something that you couldn't help, right? Then that's not the person you need to be with any damn way.
Yeah, no, that's a
what I mean?
fact. Cause I be scared to even take my wigs off and show my bald cap with my braids on.
Girl,
after I have my braids for
first
for
date,
4
probably
weeks,
on the FaceTime.
I gotta start doing
Hey,
that.
hey, what's up?
Cause I don't even like when I'm on FaceTime. I put my phone up to the ceiling and be just talking in the back if I don't have my wig on. Or I'll go put on like a cap or something.
No, for what?
Because I done had my braids for 4 months. You know how to 4-month braids.
Oh, you know how to fold my braids because I don't hate getting my hair braided.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. I'm very tender.
I still got the braids
very
you did for
tender-headed.
me last time I came.
No, ma'am.
And do. It really do, I swear.
Stormi,
I swear.
Absolutely not.
Well,
we working on it. She's a work in progress, everybody. You play. Don't do this at home. Don't do it at home.
I thought that was healthy. I thought you
It's
wanted
not.
low manipulation.
It's not healthy. It's
Okay.
not, right?
I wash them.
But you don't take them out to wash them to really
Right.
get in.
No, I just wash them with the braids in there.
No, ladies and gents, don't do that. Your hair will lock up depending on the type of texture of hair that you have. It may work for her, but it may not work for you. Don't do it.
Don't do it, y'all.
She's good at other areas. She's good at everything else.
Thank you, sis. You can't be good at everything. You cannot
Everything
be good at
else.
everything.
But yeah, just having these type of conversations with them. Every night I'm on my laptop and I'm coming up with solutions to these problems, right? It's down to the point where, how like in the medical office, like everybody has a file.
Yeah.
Anybody I do a consultation with has a file. Right?
You're doing it like a doctor.
Right. So I know exactly who you are just
Yeah.
by your number, right? And I'd be like, what's your number again? Oh, my number is 231. So, because it's too many. So at this point, and I'm also building a community. You get what I'm saying? But it's really good to know who you're talking to every time that you speak to them. Have you had a conversation before? Yes. What's your number? 231. Or what's your name? Your last name. You get what I'm saying? And I just look through the D's if your last name is Davis or something like that. And it just worked because, women like that, they want you to know who they are.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody just wants to sit in your chair and you just slapping a wig on their head. And that's what it is, especially when they're going through that. And then in front of other people, too. So my appointments are private, right? And throughout the course of the year, yes, I used to slay hair and things of that nature. But for me now, I serve my clients.
Yes.
It's a little bit different now. I cater to and I serve.
I was going to say, how do you transition into that? Because, I'm sure the money looks different.
Yeah.
The service looks different.
Absolutely.
What does the transition look like?
So the transition for me, it was an easy transition, right? Because I was about to retire. Remember, I kept telling you, I'm retiring. I'm getting out of this. I'm just going to sell my wigs, sell my products, and I'm going to do what he do. And God was like, no, there's a whole nother lane that I need you to attack. And he started sending certain people to me. And I started realizing, like, these women are suffering from hair loss, lupus, cancer, different reasons and different things, different sicknesses and things like that. But it was the same thing. And I was like, all right, God, I see what you're doing. I see what's going on. Now, the connection to that is, you know, my mom, she had alopecia. Hair grew back real nice, long, and healthy. But then she stumbled across cancer, right? She was diagnosed with cancer. And the cancer took out her hair. And I remember having front row seats to what that did to her and how it broke her confidence down to a certain extent. You know, she fought through it and she still showed up, but I knew how she felt at night. You know, I was there holding her and while she was crying and crying with her. So I know what that's like. So now when I'm having conversations with these women, for me, it's like, okay, I have to live out my mama's legacy, right? You know, I was too young to really understand what was going on, but understood the feeling that she had, right? We know what sadness looked like. We know what depression looks like. We know what that looks like, even when you're young. And as a daughter or a son, or, you know, you just want to comfort them, right? And sometimes it's not the type of comforting that they may want because it's coming from you. And they look at it like, that's your job. Your job is to tell me that I'm beautiful, right? But outside of you, if somebody seen me like this, would they say the same thing? You know what I'm saying?
Rob to riches. We got